Is Erika of beadingschool.com, and you are watching Coffee Time with Erika. Hopefully now you can see me from YouTube, from Facebook, from the Facebook page, from the Beading School Facebook club. Please let me know in a comment if you can see me, if you can hear me. There was a technical error a little while ago, so I restarted the broadcast because I would like to make sure that everyone who would like to join in today and see the live design session can actually see it and hear it and help me choosing beads and help me coming up with something new from the Syrens of the Northern Sea Beading School Academy box. I see Gunel, I see Facebook user friend, I see Erika, I see Cindy and Robin and Elena and Molly and Katja and Make My Way Man from Belgium and Faye and Yasin and Sherry and Monica and Ona. So now I see so many more names. So I really hope that it's working from the Facebook club and it's working from the Facebook page too, not only on YouTube. Today we are having a live design session when, together with the help of Beading School Beaders, with your help, I will design something new using my leftover beads from the Syrens of the Northern Sea box. And yeah, I always love these videos. So I mentioned I see also Jessica again, and the Easleys, and Shona, and Terry, and Rachel, and Jennifer. So you can watch Beading School videos in real time happening on YouTube, in the Beading School Facebook page, in the Beading School Facebook club, usually also from my private profile. And later, if you would like to rewatch it, if you can't make it in the time when it's actually happening, then you can always rewatch the recording. It stays online everywhere. And in case that you haven't heard your name yet, I see also Malia and Gisela and Sherry now. In case that you haven't heard your name yet, it's because I see you as Facebook user. If you are watching from the Beading School Facebook club, which is a closed safe space on the internet for Beading School beaders, then no one, including my broadcasting program, can see what's happening in the club. And if you would like me to make it easier for us to talk to each other, or for me to answer your questions, then you can give permission to my program to see your name and profile on Facebook. It doesn't do anything else, just shows me your name so I can address you directly when you have a question, for example, or I can say hi Edina, and hi Carol, and hi Catherine, and someone is there, Facebook user watching, eating persipics. That must be Claire. I see also Eva, Eve, and Lita, and Ginny. So to enable my program to see your name, you need to open the description, the little text that is above the video. And then in the last sentence, there is a link, which if you click, then it gives permission to my program. It takes only 2 seconds, and it might happen that you need to do it over and over again when you are watching the next video next week, or on Friday in this case. But I hope that it's not a big trouble. And it's Jen, it's not Claire. Jen also have access to persipics, of course. And Louisa is here, and Cindy too. So today it is another live design session, and I'm going to use my leftover components from the Beading School Academy team box. When I shake this box, then you can hear, and I will shake it only carefully, you will hear that it's pretty full. But actually, I use this box to store my finished jewels that I made from the box. So that's why it is so full. And I have then another like general box where I have my leftover beads, and those are the ones that I am going to use today during the live design session. I will invite one of you again to join me on screen to help me selecting beads that I'm going to play with. So in the meanwhile, I will post a link, and the first beader who clicks the link, I will in a little while invite her to join me. Not immediately, so you need to be a little bit patient, but if you would like to join me, then please click the link, and when it's time, then you can join me on screen. And before we would start, just a little explanation to beaders who might not know what the Beading School Academy is and what I am talking about. So the Beading School Academy is our bi-monthly beady learning program, always every 2 months, coming with a beautiful box full of components and beads and cabochons and crystals, inspired always by a specific theme. And these days, when most of our beaders are enjoying summery days and higher temperatures, I thought that it will be nice to dive deep into the oceans. So our current Beading School Academy theme is Sirens of the Northern Sea. And we are deep into playing with all the ocean-inspired colors that came in the box, the turquoise, the green and blue shades of the water. Some of them the green ones standing from the livelier base, full of life, full of aquatic life, but there are also some darker, dramatic shades, and of course some silver and some gold to show you the color of the water when the sun is shining on it or the moonlight is shining on it. And if anyone would like to join the Beading School Academy, then you can do it by visiting beadingschoolacademy.com. And I just want to say that the current box is gone. However, you can already reserve your spot for the September theme that is coming a little bit later. So today we will do the same. I'm waiting for a beader to click the link and join me on screen a little bit later. But I have already selected and prepared the focal that I am going to play with, also coming from the beautiful turquoise, green and blue box. Can you guess what is going to be my focal today? In the meanwhile, I would also like to greet Niti and Linda and Lita. And Lita, it might not be, Lita is searching for the link. It might not be visible in the club, actually. Little manual work. You should see it now, because when I post it, then I have a feeling that it goes only to YouTube and the Facebook page, because those are public places. But now you should be able to see it also in the club. So I'm still waiting for a volunteer in the meanwhile who would like to join me today. And Niti says maybe the ring. Terry says the ginkgos. Jessica says the gorgeous filigree. A Facebook user is guessing the big trillion. and neither of those. So it's going to be a Preciosa Nacre Cabochon. And I have my volunteer beader in the meanwhile. Hi, Terry. I will mute you for now, and then in a little bit, I will invite you on screen. Thank you so much for being so brave and volunteering. So today we are going to start with a Preciosa Nacre Cabochon. And to introduce it to you a little bit, this is how it looks like. I actually prepared the square stitch bezel in advance. That's my favorite way of playing with Preciosa Nacre cabochons. So in general, the Preciosa Nacre pearls, they mimic real pearls with their weight and their feel. They come in classic pearly colors that are achieved by adding several layers of semi-translucent cover on them, adding a depth, but also in rich gemstone colors. They are created to look and feel like real pearls. They contain a crystal glass core coated with the layers of paint. The crystal glass core can be black, as in this case, but also it can be white in the case of some other colors. And what I love about the Preciosa Nacre cabochons is, on one hand, the possibility to bring different kinds of finishes into a jewel, because I really like it when I can mix sparkly crystals with the matte finish. Just a sec, I wanted to show you an example of that. So, for example, in the Duana earrings, you can see that the Preciosa Nacre cabochon is matte, but then all the bicons and also the chaton roses, they are sparkly. And I really love how these two different kinds of finishes create a very elaborate look. And my other favorite thing about the Preciosa Nacre cabochons is that the same colors are also available not only as cabochons, but also as pearls, half-drilled pearls, or even nacre bottom pearls, which are bigger 16mm components. So when I am using, for example, a cabochon, then I can match the color of the cabochon completely to the ear stud, because I can glue a half-drilled pearl in the same color on a specific base. And I also would like to show an example of that from Zuzi, that she matched components to each other, like she matched the gemstone color cabochon that she glued on the filigree to the drop that is hanging under it. She also has it in green, of course. I know that this became one of her favorite colors, but also this can become connectors, like in the Paris bracelet. This was one of the first designs that I made with a nacre cabochon. It can also become actually an ear stud, because when you square stitch bezel it, then if you add one more row on the back from size 15s, then before closing the bezel, you can insert a flat pad ear stud thanks to the flat bottom of it. As I said, it can also be the focal. So this is, for example, also from Tammy. And you can also go absolutely crazy with Preciosa Nacre cabochons and use a lot in your jewel, like in the Harmony necklace, or as Zuzi did it, it can become part of the hanging part under the Wren pendant that she designed from the Syrens box. But let's get back to our guest, Terry. And Terry, I will show you what's left from my... Hi, Terry.
Hi.
Hi, so nice to see you. How are you today?
Good, good.
Good.
How is everybody?
Here in our household, it's very nice. We have just actually arrived back from a beautiful trip today in the
Oh,
morning. So it's very lovely to be with you, dear Peters, again.
well, I'm excited to see what you're going to do.
Me too. It's also always very exciting for me because I don't know what is going to happen. So, but for sure, something nice. So I will put back my hand camera. Just a sec. I will actually remove myself so you can see better what's happening on my bead mat. I'm going to show you what's left. So this is how I will start. I have the bezeled nacre cabochon with the light green delicas and silver size 15s. So those for sure will be included.
Mhm.
But please let me tell me, Terry, what else should I
How,
use? This was actually not in the box. This I need to put
how
aside.
many how many how many things do you want me to pick?
You can pick like let's say two for the beginning.
Okay,
I have
you have one in your hand because you know I'm a Tyler person.
Okay, so the beautiful matte Labrador half tilas. Then I
Yes.
still have a bunch of bicons. I have pearls. I have ginkgos. I actually had a big bag of these.
Okay, would you like to use those? Would that be too hard to use the
It,
ginkgos and the
it's up to you. Thank you, Terry, for also considering if it's hard because sometimes I say like I don't like to play with a specific type in real in a live video because it's too hard to use. But
what about the I haven't seen the crystals used the AB. I'd love to see the AB2X. Do you have some of those?
yes, I do. This
Okay,
ones
so
you mean,
can you
right?
use some of those?
Of course, gladly. This I absolutely love, so I will be happy to include them.
Okay.
Okay, and if you want, you can choose a third one, which I don't promise for 100% that I will use, but I will do my best to include them.
Do the 4 millimeter pearls.
The 4 millimeter purse, those are nice, right?
Yes, I love
Okay.
those. Those are beautiful.
Okay, that is a very nice selection. And what I really like about your selection, Terry, that you chose three different colors. So the texture will be amazing. The matte, the pearly, the two times AB. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so see you later in the
All right.
car, Terry.
All right. Bye
Thank you
bye.
for joining me. So, I'm really, really happy with Terry's selection. And let's see what's going to happen here on my bead mat. So, first of all, because all these beads are a bit bigger, I can actually start in two different ways how I see it. The square stitch bezeled nacre pearl cabochon is a bit tricky because it has 22 beads all around it. So it's not always easy to start building up a design because when I divide it by 2, then I get 11, which is a not so fortunate number when it comes to designing. But I have already an idea, or actually two ideas, and I'm curious about your opinion. One idea is to create picots all around the square stitch bezel, and with the picots I will have enough space between the middle beads of the picots to add something bigger, to start adding something bigger. Or what I can also do, that I attach half tilas to every pair of delicas. So which option do you like more, dear ladies? the picot option or the half tila option? Niti was happy to see Terry in the life. Me too. And Joyce loves this selection. Malia votes picot. Cindy votes picot. Ginny votes half tila. Faye votes half tila. Bex votes half tila. Terry votes half tila. Then we have two picots. I think it's like 50-50 between the two. But since Terry voted half tilas and she's the one who selected the beads, then let's go with half tilas. So I am exiting the delicas in the middle row of the square stitch bezel, and then I picked up a half tila. I bead through 2 beads before my exit point, and to make the connection stronger, I bead through the half tila again, then again through the same 2 delica beads and the next 2 delica beads. When I pull my thread, then the half tila will be nestled slightly above the delica, but I can still move it to the side. This is something to be a little bit careful about. Sometimes I intentionally pull the half tilas over the delicas, like in the Pomona design that we beaded, for example, with Claire and with Jen during the Great British Bead Show. But I think that now I want the half tilas to nestle next to the delicas, not on top of them. But I wanted to point this out so you know that you actually have options when you do this. Altogether, since I have 22 beads in the bezel, I will have 11 pieces of the half tilas. And also, if you have the same beads in these colors or in other colors in your stash, then I would also love to invite you to bead with me. Maybe you can already do it now together with me. We can brainstorm together. You can follow what I do, or you can differ at any step. That's the beauty of these live design sessions. If I did the picots, then this green color of the delica would be more visible. Now it's a little bit hidden in between the silver size 15s and in between the matte silver half tilas, but still it's a nice touch, I think. So as you can see, it's when it comes to designing, then on one hand, it's about decisions that what kind of shapes do you want to use, how many of those, how do you want the shapes to be arranged, but it's also decisions about how much do you want to a color to be visible, because I could have also said that I want more of the green and then I create picots or other kind of embellishments first around the bezel with the delicas. But I can also say like, okay, enough of the green, I want only a little bit of green, and I switch to something else. So lots of decisions when it comes to designing. And Faye says, with all the spikes, it will look like a sea urchin. And Gisela is asking, what number of delicas do you use? I can't find the color in the box. It is actually in the box, but maybe only in the fuchsia box. And it's color number 2356. Duracoat opaque dyed pale turquoise. A really nice one. And Sherry says, I really like the sturdy structure of the half tilas. Indeed, this is already like if you start this way, then a good beginning to build a bigger motif, because especially if you double the thread passes through the pairs of delicas and the half tilas, then the structure indeed becomes super sturdy. As you can see, one thing to be careful about is that the thread does not get tangled around the half tilas, so be careful about that. And if we have a beader out there who would like to also learn how to make this square stitch bezel, then on the Beading School blog and also in between the gift tutorials, you will find a file that you can download and learn how to do this. I have also recorded a video, so no matter what is your preferred way to learn, it is waiting for you, either on the YouTube channel or on the blog as a printable file. And Gisela, if you have a question, because I see that you say you have the fuchsia box, but not this color, can you maybe get in touch with us at info@beadingschool.com to sort it out if maybe there was a mistake, or check the what's inside the box article to see if everything was correct? So I have now my sea urchin, as Faye called it. The thread is not caught anymore, I hope. Okay, here I actually had one earlier, and I can't go back that much, but I will make it disappear. You see how easy it is to get tangled? So, to make the structure even sturdier, I will add some size 15 seed beads in between the first holes of the half tilas. So I beaded up to the first hole of a half tila. Actually, sorry, I'm creating knots, it seems. Just a sec. I want to turn to the opposite direction to make my thread disappear completely in the holes. As you can see here, I got tangled a little bit. But after this step, it won't be visible much. I don't like it that it's there, but unfortunately, I don't have time now to frog it and do it again. So I'm going to add now size 15s, maybe actually size 11s in between the half tilas. It seems that even the size 11s will fit, and they will fill the gap better. Okay, Catherine says the mud delica from the box is more green. Then I'm sorry, I think I mixed up the two colors, that something was already on my bead mat, and I put it by accident into my box as I progressed. Sometimes beads get a bit mixed here. So indeed the size 11s, they look better, I think. They fill the gaps nicer. Here is the tricky part, where I have my thread tangled around the haftila. So if I put in the around 11, then it's not visible from the front. It is visible from the back, which I'm not happy about, but that's the best that I can do at the moment. So I have my size 11s here, all around the motif, and since today our magic number is 11, then I used 11 pieces of this size 11s, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks like. What do you think? I will bead through a few more size 11s and haftilas, so I don't like starting the next circle right away. And then I turn to my original direction through the outside hole of the haftila. Oh, and Gisela found her delicas. Wonderful. So now I think I want to emphasize this V shape here, that I want to add 2 round 15s between the outside hole of the haftilas and between the round 11. I can do it in the same silver color, or I can do it in this greenish turquoise-ish, bluish matte color called Round Frost Opaque Rainbow Peacock. Which one are you voting for? Silver or this matte peacock? Oh, Faye says it with 2 exclamation marks, peacock. Okay, Sheila also is for peacock, Donna is for silver, and then we have peacock, rainbow, peacock, blue, matte, peacock, peacock, peacock it is, ladies. Peacock it is. My heart is also beating peacock, 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 peacock today, so I'm super happy about your decision. And once I'm done with adding the peacocks, then it will be time to add the beautiful 2x AB bicons that Terry selected. So I'm always adding like a pair of round 15s in between the outside hole of the haftila and in between the round 15 that is sitting between the inside holes. In the meanwhile, some more answers came in, and as I can see, everyone is peacock, peacock, peacock. So all but one is peacock. One reader. Donna voted for silver, everyone else is for peacock. I actually think that the silver would have also looked really nice. It would be a more elegant result. And actually it would have been, like, my instinct was the blue, but as you can see, there is a not so perfect contrast between the nacre pearl and between the peacock round 15s. So I hope you don't mind, but I will actually here change my mind and unpick the blue ones, because the color between the between the nacre cabochon and between the round 15s is not that nice. Maybe it doesn't show that much on the screen, but in real life the two of them are not in harmony. Maybe if there is less of it. So since you loved so much the round 15s, then let's try another solution by adding less of it and mixing it up with the green delicas. So let's try a combination of 3 beads, round 15 peacock, then the greenish delica and another round 15 peacock. Let's see what's happening this way. Maybe it will blend in more, because I want to honor your wish of the peacock, but I was not happy with how it looked like at that moment. Lita also says that they clash a little bit, indeed. And just a little fun fact. Did you notice the color of my pearlescent nacre cabochon in the middle? Might it also be a peacock one? Okay, again, I don't like this. Sorry, ladies. Now you can see that not always everything works out. That in theory we think that, oh, this will be perfect, but sometimes it just isn't. As Lutka says, it's better, but I'm not 100% happy about it. I will actually try something else to see if it works, because I think maybe the bicons would solve this color clash problem. So I went back to exiting around 11, and then I pick up around 15 a bicon and a delica. I pick up the round 15 because I need to create distance between the bicon and the round 11, otherwise the bicon does not fit in between the half tillas. I hope it will this way. So as you can see, I am creating picots on top of the round 11s. I'm exiting around 11 again. I pick up around 15, a 4mm bicon and a delica. always beading back through the whole sequence of round 15, bicone, and delica. And actually, we are talking so much about peacocks. I think that even this shape fits the peacock, the word peacock, more. Doesn't it look like for you as if these were the feathers of the tail feathers of a peacock? And Lut Canal says perfect. And Terry also says, I like this. Okay, with a little bit of frogging, with a little bit of experimenting, but we are going to make it, ladies. We are going to have another design, another jewel to put into our Sirens of the Northern Sea boxes. Some of you said a little while ago, and I'm actually doing the same with my Beading School Academy boxes, that when I'm done with a theme, and then I merge the leftover beads with my normal stash, then I use the box with the beautiful label on top of it for my finished jewels. So then I know that if I'm in the mood for example, colorful jewels, then I just pull out my flowers in the hair box. Or when I'm in the mood for purple and pink, then I pull out my Tulip Mania box, and so on. Bex also says it does look like a peacock. And Dashi says, that looks really lovely, Erika. Thank you so much. And Lita, this was actually something that I was thinking about while I am adding the picos. Lita says, if you bead around each of the bicons, that could become the eye of the feather. Indeed. I think that will be a nice addition. Just some seed beads all around. Faye says, even more little spikes. So, dear Faye, does it look to you even more as a sea urchin at this moment instead of a peacock? Everyone is talking about the peacock, but maybe it is still also kind of a sea urchin. And Sheila says peacocks would be a good academy box theme. Definitely. And it's actually, that is on my list of ideas. The list of ideas is like growing all the time, by the way. And while we are beading the July-August box together, then on some of our designers bead mats already this September, October bead academy box is shining. Then the November, December is also nearly finished, and I'm about to finalize the January, February one. So sometimes you ask how much do we work in advance, and luckily it's because it's always, of course, more comfortable for our designers, for the whole team, and also safer. So luckily that time that we can work in advance is longer and longer. Bex would love an ancient Egyptian theme. I would love that too, but I have a feeling that that is something that I would love to see with my own eyes before I would start creating jewels inspired by Egypt. I have never seen the pyramids. So that's why I was thinking about it, but that's why I am a bit like waiting and hesitating. I know it's so close to many beaders' hearts, so I would love to do it justice. Okay, I added my 11th picot and I beaded further to another R11, and now I want to exit the top bead of the picot, so I beaded through the R15, the bicon, and then the delica. And let's see how can I connect the delica to the outside hole of the half tiller, maybe with using one single peacock colored R15 to give it a kick. Okay, this will be too much. We need one less. Facebook user friend says, I think ancient Greek theme would be great with all the Greek gods. We actually last year during July and August, we had a box called Thetis's Treasure, which was inspired by ancient Greek myths and especially myths connected to the sea and the ocean. And that was also a very beautiful, lovely theme. And I think I found the bead count that is working. Just did it in the opposite way. It should be 1 silver next to the half tilla and 2 silvers next to the delica bead. Corinne, she says, what about bugles in a V shape? Did we have bugles in the box? I would love to stick to beads which were included in the box. And I had here some bugles, but I'm not 100% sure if I accidentally put it into my box or if they are supposed to be there. So if someone can help me, that would be a big help. Did we have bugle beads this time in the box? Sorry, ladies, I just got back from the airport actually a couple of hours ago, and my head is not completely adjusted yet. Back from holiday mood. We didn't have. Okay. And actually, I have too many beads now from the R15s. It doesn't seem to work out. They are starting to push each other aside, so I need to find another solution. I think what I can also do is to actually connect bugles to half tillas behind the bicon beads to fix the half tillas, but maybe I will add more of the beautiful bicons in between the picots instead. Pearl about the half tilla. Okay, let's try that. And let's see the bead count. That would work. I think this would be too much. Maybe size 11, pearl size 11. To connect the tops of the picots. Irene is asking, is this recorded for later? Yes, it is. All the recordings stay online, so don't worry. You can go back to it. You can watch it again. And this will work, I think. What I would like to do also, now there is a little bit of space in between these round 11s over the die cuts, that there I can add picots created from 3 round 15s, and that will also add to the peacock effect, I think. The haftilas look a little bit crooked at the moment, but they need to be connected to each other, and then it will be all right. And I regard this as a big success because now all 3 beads that Terry selected for me to play with, they are included in the motif. So I hope that she's happy about that. Terry says it also looks like sort of like a mariner's compass. Wow, that's also a good idea and a good comparison. So this is how it looks like at the moment. In the meanwhile, the haftilas, they get pushed towards the pearl more. And actually, this is still a little bit wobbly. So I would need to repeat the thread pass and possibly add a filigree. What is still a possibility is to add picots here, as I mentioned, out of 3 size 15s. And here I think the little peacock colored R15 fits well because it's not too much, so it's not overpowering the other similar shades that are already included. And by adding these picots, I have a feeling it also becomes sturdier because this motif still needs sturdying, let's say. It's not completely flat and not that strong at the moment, but later I will connect the outside holes of the half steelas to each other on the back of the pendant by adding maybe 2 size 15s in between the outside holes of the haftilas, and also I will repeat the thread path on the edge a few times. So I hope that you liked this, and I really hope that many of you will decide to try this with me, maybe to bead it in another way, to experiment with your own solution, or in a completely different color also. And Kimberly says, I think the pearls help smooth it all out, and I really like the addition of the pearls, indeed. Okay, so today it ended up being a pretty challenging one for me, I have to say, but I'm super happy that you helped me with all your ideas, that you shared your brainstorming, that you shared the possibilities that came to your mind, and together, indeed, I think we made it. So later, we will need to also find a name for this design, something peacocky but still watery. So I'm curious what we will come up with. And before I would say goodbye to you, then I would also like to mention once more the beautiful cabochon that is in the middle of the motif. As I mentioned at the beginning, the Preciosa Nacre cabochons, they normally come in pearly colors and they also come in gemstone colors. However, the one that was included in your Syrens of the Northern Sea box and also the one that is included in the middle of today's motif is different. And these are the pearlescent colors that are actually my absolute favorites from Preciosa. And up until now, they came available in the pearls, the half drilled pearls, the drop shaped pearls. However, normally they are not made into cabochons. And this is when I would like to say a big thank you to the beading school community, because as you are here with us and you are sharing the news about beading school and the values that we are bringing to you, then we can actually embark on new and new adventures also regarding the beads that we are working with. So since there are more of us nowadays, then we could custom order the nacre cabochons for our beading school beaders in the pearlescent colors that are not normally available. It was a big thing because we had to order a bigger quantity than usual than for the normal colors, and they are not available at Preciosa normally. But besides the one, the pearlescent blue that was included in the box, now all the colors will be waiting for you. Will be waiting for you in the beading school bead shop. So as I am talking to you, then actually my lovely colleagues, Edina today, she is working in the bead shop, and let's see what she is preparing for us. And Katja says, it seems there are new dangerous fuchsia boxes coming. And I think that is a pretty good idea of Katja. And indeed, as I am talking to you, then Edina prepared for you and activated in the bead shop the pearlescent nacre cabochon colors. They will be available one by one, but also in a dangerous fuchsia box as Katja suggested. And moreover, we also managed to restock the normal colors of the pearlescent nacre cabochons that were cabochon box that were also sold out for a while, and we even bundled them up. So in case that you feel that, okay, the pearlescent nacre cabochons are something really nice to work with, then now together the nacre cabochon, the pearlescent color box and the classic color box comes also as a bundle on top of it with a gift of the run tutorial from Zuzi, created from the Syrens Box. I would also like to show you the colors that are available now, and they are super beautiful. All of them having this pearlescent coating. This is pearlescent white. Then this is pearlescent green. Pearlescent gray. This is a big favorite of mine. It's a very nice neutral color. Pearlescent khaki. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Imagine it with turquoise and with a little bit of gold and with silver. This is a super nice one. Then we have, this was the one that I was working with, the pearlescent peacock color. This is pearlescent pink, which is like more of like an apricot tone. Pearlescent red. This is also a good one. Pearlescent violet. Oh, and this is pearlescent white, the first, and pearlescent cream. I accidentally had it twice. So these are now all waiting for you. And actually, I also would like to show you two designs that are waiting for you during our No One Has to Bead Alone lessons. This week we are beading a bracelet full of sparkle, but then afterwards two designs with pearlescent nacre cabochons are coming. One of them you could already see. This one is from Veronka, and she used the nacre cabochon and then in the same shade also the nacre pearls, but I also have a surprise. So this other cute motif, ear studs actually, this was designed by Ruxandra, and this is also going to be a No One Has to Bead Alone lesson of ours. And for this you will need a bunch of seed beads and the nacre pearl cabochons, and you can create a super nice little ear stud. I mentioned you that you can also use the cabochons as connectors, and mentioning connectors, I would also like to show you something else. Someone was actually asking for the rings at the beginning, and this cute little connector, which I imagine as a pendant holder also, or a connector between earring components and a bigger motif. This is the work of Veronka, and during the weekend we will publish a blog post and a tutorial for this connector with the ring, and the chaton rose in the middle will be a gift for everyone. And let's see, we have some questions, and I also see some suggestions for the name of the new motif: Peacock Urchin by Joe or Pearl of the Sea by Terry. I think let's go with Terry's idea, since she also chose the beads. So Pearl of the Sea it is. Thank you so much, Terry. And Sherry says, I'm excited to know what colors will be in the next Beading School Academy box. Also, I love your kits and curated boxes. Are you planning to curate boxes for Christmas? Dear Sherry, thank you so much for your kind words. Well, I will not disclose what kind of colors are coming in the September-October box, but let me tell you something about the inspiration. The inspiration will be a book turned into a film. And the color combination is one that I was looking forward to bring to you for more than half a year, because I think it's a very well thought out color combination, and you will enjoy working with it. But I will not disclose more about the specific colors. And for Christmas, every year we have, now it's a tradition, every year we have a huge event called the Beading School Advent Calendar, and you can reserve your spot and read about it in the Beading School bead shop. You can, I will show you this. Here you can go back to the shop. Here the first one is Advent Calendar, and then you can find more information what the Beading School Advent Calendar is. And Sherry says both are beautiful. I'm really happy that you like them. I'm also really looking forward to bead them. And Yvonne is asking how many cabochons are in the bundle compared to the pearlescent colors. So there are, let me see. There are 11, not 10, but 11 colors, and there are 6 pieces of each of them. So for $29.99, you will receive 66 cabochons. If you bought them on their own, then you would pay $37.79, but this way it's $29.99. And also, as I said, we created a bundle of the two Preciosa Nacre pearl boxes. So if you would like to go for both versions, the classic colors and the pearlescent colors, then they are also bundled up, coming with the gift of Susie's tutorial, the wren. And if we don't have more questions, now Jessica is asking about no one has to be drawn. The no one has to be drawn says 14 4mm bicons per motif. I can only see 4. Am I missing something? Dear Jessica, can you please send us an email about this? I will need to look into the tutorial and talk to Veronka. So I will double check it for you tomorrow. Please write us an email to info@beadingschool.com or ask your question in the Beading School Club. So thank you so much, ladies. I will also leave you here the link. And looking forward to meeting you all on Friday with No One Has to Bead Alone. Thank you so much, everyone, for today. Bye-bye.